welcome to my channel. I wanted to make a new video about investing. I wanted to make this quick video about things you should notice and you need to think about when you first start investing. I hope you enjoy this video. Thank you for watching. Okay, let's jump into it. The first thing you will need is our savings. You cannot start investing with money that you need day to day. You will have to have money saved in an emergency fund, which usually is like, I would say 3 to 6 months of expenses or income that you need to have saved just in case something happens with you or with your family, that you're able to cover those expenses for a few months, just to have peace in your head. If you've never saved 3 months of expenses or income, you will notice once you reach that point, you will think less about money in a fearful way. I used to think about money very fearfully. I used to lay in bed at night not being able to sleep because I was thinking about money. And once you reach that point, you're just not going to think about it anymore. You're not going to have this fear on your chest. It's really great. You also don't really notice it. Like a few weeks later, you might think to yourself, I'm able to sleep better. And it is because in your mind, you know, you have those savings. Now, between 3 months and 6 months of expenses, it didn't really do much for me. Like once I reached the 3 months mark, I was fine. I did save up a little bit extra just to be sure. My savings number is 10,000 euros, which is way more than just 3 months of expenses, but I just wanted to feel safe. I feel like that's a good round-up number. I think that's the most important part, that you are feeling safe with your money. And then everything extra, you can invest, because when you put it in a savings account, it really grows a little bit, but not enough for inflation. So that's a good point. When you reach that point, you can start investing. Okay. Second important part is choosing what to invest in. You can go a lot of ways about investing. I'm sure I don't know every way. I can think about investing through real estate. Buying a house is a very solid option, very popular option in my opinion. You can also invest in ETFs, which is a bucket of companies that you put a little bit of money in, and then it will spread out to different companies. That's a very easy way to get invested in a lot of different companies. If you feel connected to one company or a few companies, then you can choose to buy individual stocks. I have a colleague at work who invests in like some type of startup companies. If they do well, they will pay you out a like 10%, for example, that you know it's a fixed expense that they will give back to you. Now things could go wrong, you know, not every company makes it, so that you can lose your investments, or they will say, we can pay you back, but not right now, so they will prolong it. So you have to wait a little bit extra to get your money. So there are complications. I think there are complications with each type of investments. Things could go wrong, which is why you need that emergency funds to fall back on. You cannot use money that you need day to day, or that you will need within like 5 years or so. You really want to lock that down. Personally, I chose the ETF route. And then once you kind of know which type of investments you want to do, it's important that you choose if you want to do it yourself, or if you want to have like a professional advise you. I'm not a professional, so this video is also not financial advice in any way. I'm just a girl who started investing 2 years ago, and it was very difficult at the beginning, so I wanted to make a video to to help you along the way a little bit. But yeah, you can choose to go to a bank or to go on an investing platform. There are tons of it. If I would have to choose a professional way, I will choose somebody in my own country because it would be more tax efficient to go that route. If you do it professionally, you will have to be sure what the fees are because those professionals need to be paid and you will be the one paying for it. So you have to be sure what the costs are. Also, if you're doing it yourself, the cost should be lower, but there will be still costs. So you want to go to my fourth point, which is choosing the platform and the fees, like the costs, the fees that are attached to it, and what you will get in return. And you have to make sure that you understand the fees of that platform and that you know what you will get back from it. Like, not. If you are a beginner, I chose a platform within my country also for the taxes. So I have something that can help me to do my taxes with, because taxes are very daunting to me. Filling them in, I like to have a sheet of paper that a platform or company can give me, that I can just see, okay, this code should be that number, this code should be that number. It's really easy that way. I really like it that way. So I would recommend somebody or a platform based in your own country. But you can choose. There are a lot of different options, and sometimes the platforms from different countries are cheaper, but then you have to do more yourself. So like you have to know what your like what comforts you, you know. You will also want to have a platform that's very beginner friendly. Have you put in a certain amount, and if you cannot put in that certain, because sometimes it goes into the 10,000s of euros depending on the platform. Like you don't want that. You don't want to. At least I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to put just a few thousand euros in, not really knowing the company. So you want to look. You really want to look into that. Even if they gave great service, you want to choose something that's like a little bit beginner friendly, something easy to go into. It's quite easy to change platforms once you're in it. So it's not that you put it there and that you have to stick with them for the rest of your life. You can just take the money out or transfer the money to a different platform. Usually the new platform will help you to do that. So that's going to be fine. If you have people around you who are investing, ask them about their platform, what they are using, if they do it professionally or if they do it themselves. It could be helpful to share experiences like that. Fifth point I wanted to make in this preparation to investing video is that you will need to find a strategy that works for you and to kind of stick with that strategy for at least like a year, that you know that you are okay, and then once after that year you can reassess a little bit. So you have within my niche, which is ETFs, you can choose a big ETF and just put all your money there, or you could have a couple of ETFs that you are willing to invest in and that you have believe in that they will grow, and then put the money there. Within the ETFs, there is accumulating ETFs, so they will kind of grow on their own, and the ETF themselves hold the value. There are other ETFs that will give you money in return for holding that ETF for a certain amount of time. To me, because I live in Belgium, when the ETF gives you money, you will have to pay a 20% taxes on that. So that's very inefficient. So for right now, because I'm a beginner, I just have accumulating ETFs because it's cheaper that way when they grow. But you need to figure out the tax system in your country a little bit for you to know what type of ETF you choose. You know, I will go into another video more about the ETFs, about what you need to notice. You know what you need to look for. But right now we are talking about strategies, so we have everything in a big ETF, like a world ETF. Then you have a few pots that you will decide how much money goes into each pot. And then there's another strategy that I heard about it, which is a strategy of winners and losers. So at the start you pick a few cheap ETFs, and then after a while you set for yourself, I only wanted to lose like 2 or like 5%, doesn't matter. And once you reached that loss, you will sell the ETF with a loss and then put it as a winning ETF. Another problem I see with that is that's very intensive. You really have to look at your investments a lot. Also, you begin with a good spread, but after a while you will just you have the danger that it goes all into one basket, and I don't want that for myself. I feel like I'm not confident enough to do something like that. Also, you will have to pay money each time you buy and sell an ETF. So, for me, it's not worth it, but maybe that's something you could look into. That are the 3 strategies that I hear the most. You can also do your own research, of course. The 6 parts, 6 is choosing your ETFs, which I'm going to make a whole other video about it, so don't worry, that video will come. And 7 is actually making a purchase into the platform, is to buy an ETF or a stock. And then the 8 points I wanted to make. The 8 points I wanted to make is you will have to wait, which is kind of the hardest part in my opinion. It's just waiting and seeing how the investment does. You cannot buy an ETF and then sell it 1 month after because it's down a little bit. You really have to kind of trust the process. That's also is because of the dips that you want to have a emergency fund saved, because you cannot go into stress mode every time the market dips. You cannot go into this aesthetic thing once the market is up, because it will give you stress. It gave me stress, so I know it will give you stress. And even though I have an emergency fund saved, it still gave me a lot of stress whenever the market is down. But I'm trying my very best not to touch it. For this year, in 2026, they are down, and I have not sold anything, and I feel kind of proud for that. Because once you sell an ETF, the damage is done. If you buy an ETF and it goes down, and you sell it when it's down, you've lost it. You lost the potential growth, because when it's down, it could go up again. Normally it should go up in the stock market, so just have faith, don't sell it, and you can just watch it go back up. I hope you had fun watching this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.